Prague. Oh, what a delicious word. It rolls off the tongue like a secret, a spell. This city, the heart of Europe, is a place of fairy tales. It has a grand, theatrical beauty that everyone knows. You have seen the pictures, I'm sure. The magnificent Charles Bridge at dawn, with its silent, watchful statues. The great castle, perched high on its hill like a sleeping giant guarding the city below. These are the famous sights, the stars of the show. And they are, of course, utterly breathtaking. But a city, like a person, has its secrets. It has quiet corners and hidden stories, whispered only to those who take the time to listen. Today, my darlings, we are going to be listeners. We are going to step away from the grand avenues and the bustling squares. We will leave the crowds behind, just for a little while. Our first secret is a place with a rather grand name, Nový Svět. This means new world in Czech. Not skyscrapers, not modern noise. It's the opposite. Tucked away behind Prague Castle, behind the Loreto. This little neighborhood is a dream. Tiny, colorful houses huddled on winding cobblestone streets. It feels like stepping back in time or into a children's storybook. The streets are so quiet you can hear your footsteps. To find it, be a bit clever. Stand with your back to Prague Castle's main entrance. Instead of going down toward the city, turn right. Walk along the castle walls. Keep going past grand palaces, past embassies. Soon you'll see a small lane sloping down. Follow it. That's the path to Nový Svět. No big signs, no flashing lights. You stumble upon it. That's the joy. Now, for our next secret, we must go in search of some rather glamorous birds. We are heading to the Wallenstein Garden, a hidden paradise in the Malá Strana district, or the lesser town. Many people walk right past the high, unassuming walls, completely unaware of the beauty within. You push open the door, and suddenly, you are in another world. The noise of the city disappears, replaced by the gentle sound of fountains and the rustle of leaves. The garden is perfectly symmetrical, with manicured hedges and classical statues, and a huge shimmering pond where giant carp swim lazily. It is a place of order and peace. But the real stars of the show are the peacocks. Magnificent white peacocks strut around the lawns, showing off their snowy white feathers and letting out their strange, piercing cries. And do not miss the grotto. At one end of the garden, there is a huge, strange wall that looks like it is melting. It is wonderfully bizarre. Stare long enough and you may see hidden faces of animals and monsters. The Wallenstein Garden is a perfect escape, a place of beauty, history, and wonderfully proud peacocks. A secret you will be so glad you discovered. Finding the entrance is part of the adventure. Look for the plain doorway near Malostranska station. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Joanna, Golden Lane is inside Prague Castle, that's not a secret. And you are right in a way. Most people visit in the middle of the day when it is crowded and bustling. But I have a little tip for you. After the ticketed buildings close, around 5 p.m, you can often wander down Golden Lane for free. And it is utterly transformed. In the quiet of the late afternoon with the crowds gone, Golden Lane becomes the magical place it was always meant to be. The tiny, brightly coloured houses, built right into the castle's fortifications, were originally built to house the castle guards, later became home to goldsmiths. Legend says that alchemists also lived here, secretly trying to turn metal into gold for Emperor Rudolph II. You can almost feel their presence, their hopes and secrets, lingering in the air. Each little house is a miniature museum. You can peer through the windows to see how people lived centuries ago. There is a tiny pub, a goldsmith's workshop, the home of a fortune teller. But the most famous house is number 22. For a time, the brilliant writer Franz Kafka lived and worked here. He stayed with his sister in this tiny blue house, seeking peace and quiet to write. You can almost imagine his great complex stories being born in such a small, humble space. As dusk begins to fall, the lane takes on an even more enchanting quality. The old-fashioned lamps cast a warm golden glow on the cobblestones. You are alone with the history, the legends, and the ghosts of the guards, goldsmiths, and writers. Sometimes a secret is not a hidden place, but a hidden moment. Let us journey away from the castle now, to a place of profound peace and beauty. We are going to Vyšehrad, the High Castle. This is said to be the original seat of Czech princes, a place steeped in myth and legend long before Prague Castle was built. It sits on a rocky cliff overlooking the Vltava River, offering the most stunning views of the city. While the fortress itself is a lovely place to walk, our true destination is the Vyšehrad Cemetery. Nestled beside the magnificent Basilica of St. Peter and St. Paul, this is no ordinary graveyard. The final resting place of many of the greatest figures in Czech history. As you walk through the gates, you enter a city of the dead that is as beautiful as any park. You will find composers, Antonin Dvorak, Bedřich Smetana, the writer, Karel Čapek, Alphonse Mucha. Their spirits seem to live on in the beauty of their memorials. The heart of the cemetery is the Slavin tomb, a grand pantheon for the nation's celebrated personalities. Beyond this centerpiece, every path and corner reveals something new. Sunlight filters through ancient trees, dappling ivy-covered statues. It is not a sad or morbid place. Instead, it feels deeply peaceful and inspiring. A celebration of life, art, and enduring legacy. To get here, take the metro to Vyšehrad station and enjoy a pleasant walk through the park. A wonderful way to spend a quiet afternoon, far from the tourist trail. A place that invites quiet reflection. Prepare yourself for a journey into another dimension. Our next secret spot is a piece of modern magic hidden inside a rather stately old building. It is a work of art called Idiom. Most people simply call it the Book Tunnel. And honestly, it is a sight that will make you gasp. It is a tall, cylindrical tower made entirely of books. This sculpture was created by Slovak artist Matej Kren, a column of books seemingly endless, reaching from the floor to the ceiling. But the real magic happens when you peek inside. There is a teardrop-shaped opening just big enough for you to stick your head in. Mirrors at the top and bottom create an infinite vortex of books, stretching endlessly up into the heavens and down into the earth. Standing there with your head inside this swirling kaleidoscope, you feel wonder and awe. It speaks of the endlessness of knowledge, the infinite stories and worlds within books. It is a popular spot for photographs, but I urge you to take a moment to just experience it. Think about all the human knowledge, imagination, and history in those thousands of books. The best part, completely free. Walk into the library lobby during opening hours and see it for yourself. A hidden gem hiding in plain sight. A whimsical, thought-provoking stop on our tour. A reminder that magic can be found in the most unexpected places. Prague is famous for its ancient architecture, Gothic spires, Baroque domes, but a city must also live and breathe in the present. And our next stop is a fabulous celebration of modern design that caused quite a stir when it was built. We are going to see the Dancing House, or Tančicí dom as it is known in Czech. It sits on a corner overlooking the river, bold and playful next to traditional buildings. A wonderful surprise, a splash of modern cheekiness. The building was designed by Vlado Milunik in cooperation with Frank Gehry. It was completed in 1996 on a vacant plot where a building was destroyed by bombing in 1945. The design is inspired by a legendary dancing duo, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. When it was first unveiled, not everyone was a fan. Some thought it was too modern, that it didn't fit Prague's historic character. But over time, the city has grown to love its quirky couple. It has become an icon of post-communist Prague, a symbol of new ideas, freedom, and creativity. It shows Prague isn't just a museum of the past, but a vibrant, evolving city unafraid to try something new. For a real treat, go inside. There is a gallery and the glass bar at the top. From its terrace, panoramic views of the city. Perfect to raise a glass to this building and the brave city that embraced it. The Dancing House is a joyful reminder. Even in the oldest cities, there's room for a new dance. Admire it from outside or enjoy the city view from above. It has such energy and joy. Now, as we wander back towards the old town, I want you to do something for me. I want you to look up. We so often walk through cities with our eyes fixed at street level, but in Prague, some of the best secrets are hidden high above your head. In the tangle of streets between Husova and Skorepka, you might just spot something rather alarming. It is the life-sized figure of a man, hanging by one hand from a pole that juts out from the top of a building. Don't be frightened, my dears, it is not a real person. This startling work of art is by the controversial Czech artist David Cerny. He is famous for thought-provoking and often humorous installations that pop up all over Prague. The artist has never given a single clear explanation for it, which is part of its charm. Is Freud contemplating his own mortality? Is he hanging on, deciding whether to let go or to hold on to life? The sculpture has caused quite a bit of confusion over the years. It has been mistaken for a real suicide attempt many times. It is so realistic from a distance that you can understand why. Finding it is a little adventure in itself. David Cerny has other strange sculptures dotted around the city. Giant crawling babies, an upside-down horse. Looking for them is a wonderful treasure hunt. The hanging man is my favourite. A small, strange secret dangling high above the crowds, waiting to be discovered by those who remember to look up. It makes you look at the city in a different way. Not just as beautiful old buildings, but as a canvas for modern art and ideas. Prague has a twinkle in its eye. It loves to surprise you, to make you look twice and question what you are seeing. Looking for them is a treasure hunt, a joyful way to engage with the city. And so our journey through Prague's secret corners comes to an end. But of course, this is not really the end. It is just the beginning. We have scratched the surface, peeked behind the curtain, and discovered that there is so much more to this city than meets the eye. We found a fairy tale village in the New World. We listened to the peacocks in Wallenstein Garden. We felt the quiet magic of Golden Lane at dusk. We stood in awe of the art in Vyšehrad Cemetery. We peeked into the book tunnel's infinity. We even saw a building dance. We saw a famous thinker hanging from a rooftop. These places are the soul of Prague. They are the stories whispered on the wind. They are the beauty that hides in plain sight. The greatest joy of travel is not just in seeing famous landmarks, but in the thrill of personal discovery. It is about being curious. It is about being brave. It is about allowing yourself to be enchanted. If you have enjoyed our little adventure today, please do consider showing your support. A simple like, a subscription. We have so many more stories to tell, so many more hidden corners to uncover. Join our community of fellow travelers and dreamers. Let us continue to wander this beautiful planet together, always with a sense of adventure and a deep appreciation for the secret beauty that surrounds us. Until our next journey, darlings, happy travels.